quite eye-opening. I did have one difficulty though, IT speak. So I did get maybe 80% of what you were saying, and the 20% disappeared. But never mind, and that's the story of our lives. I'm normally in groups where we do government speak. Sometimes I find myself in groups where we do legal speak. Last week at the World Bank, I was grappling with CSO speak. But it's part of the interconnected world. I want to engage you this morning very briefly on the issue of technology and its role in creating better connectivity among people, and in the process, advancing development and contributing towards inclusive societies. To those who are visiting South Africa for the first time, I would like to extend a hearty welcome to you to the beautiful country at the tip of the African continent, and to one of the loveliest places in this country, which is Cape Town, overlooking the sea, overlooking Table Mountain, and many, many other things that we are overlooking. And again, just appreciate the opportunity to be here. Sorry about that. Change is the most constant thing in life. You will agree that technology simply accelerates change. Otherwise, we're forever changing. And last week I was at an event like this, and it was a mixture of fairly mature people. I'm not going to call people old, fairly mature people and millennials. And what we have on the screen now is one of the technologies that they were using. This technology was getting people in the room and outside the room to be part of the conference through an app that consolidated everything that you were doing on Twitter and Facebook or anywhere, and we were able to converse. And this morning you spoke about video as one of the technologies that increases connectivity. One of the speeches that we had at that conference was the speech from Jim Young Kim, the president of the World Bank. He wasn't with us in the room, but he was able to connect with us in the room. And that is how technology has advanced. But there was something that I found interesting there about technology and the reality of change is, if you look at the following slide, that's an app that is used. I think they call it a polling app. You know better if your IT speak. But it allowed all of us to talk about how we felt about things in the room. It also allowed more participation. For example, in this room, I can pick up that we're more than 200 people. And if you gave an opportunity for people to ask questions, chances are we'll only be able to provide that opportunity to about 3 or 4. And then usually people who wanted to speak very much are sad when they leave the conference. And then they might even rate the conference as poorly organized, simply because they put up their hand 5 times, and 5 times they were never given an opportunity. But this app allowed people to comment, among other things. But what I found interesting, there's somebody there who kept writing Jiggy. And at some stage, Jiggy became the most SES. Connectivity is the currency of the 21st century. And that's true. But that currency is in the hands of some and not all. And because of that, part of the complaint is that those who are left in the edges of society right now are pushed even further out of the grid with technology. So that's one complaint. Those who are at the center of society become part of globalization. So it doesn't matter that we're here right now. We can be connected to somebody who is in Southern Korea at the moment, who is in Japan, who is in the US, etc. That's what technology does. TV is on time. Yesterday, sadly, something terrible happened in the US. People bombed. We knew instantly that it was happening, and BBC was right there, and CNN were right there immediately. So that's how it happens, but some people get excluded. But in that context of some people being excluded, some respond to that exclusion by looking at how do we get connected. And let's look at some of the responses right now, African trends on technology. And I don't want to steal anyone's thunder because this is not really my area. But I'm going to talk about those trends that will immediately be relevant to where I come from as a public protector, or as a former public protector and currently a previously important person.